Hold on. Let's talk into the mic.
Hi.
Can you guys hear that? I don't think they can hear that. Oh, because this isn't plugged in. Sorry, give me one sec. Okay, there you go.
Hi.
Say it again.
Hi.
There it is. Okay, and now I think my face is blurry. Can you guys see me? Hey, baby. You still got more to do with your hair?
Yeah. When I wake up, my mom told me to not sleep in.
Can you go over to the screen on the camera and just tap my face? What up, y'all?
2 times or once?
Just once. All right, y'all. So let's talk about it. I hope everybody's doing well. I wanted to tap in because I've been kind of stuck, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been kind of stuck when it comes to like grieving somebody I barely knew. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I know my whole life, and I know I'm not the only one of us that feels this way. And so I wanted to tap in with everybody and make sure that we can all kind of reminisce together. Some of y'all don't know this, but I was obsessed with the Cosby Show because, like so many of us, we came from homes that probably needed more proof of like a loving family that we felt like we belonged to. And so the Cosby Show was, a point of like connection with me and my mom. And I'm sure probably was helping heal her childhood. But I know for a fact that like a lot of people started believing that they can go to school after like watching the kids transition into becoming adults and like the starting of a different world, but just normalizing Black life. And that was always the aim for Beleaf in Fatherhood. And I'm gonna tell you some things that I probably you may have never heard. You guys can hear, right? Yeah. Some things you guys never heard. Some things I've been dealing with lately. But first, I was obsessed. Okay, with the Cosby Show. Before when I found out I was that Yvette was pregnant with Theo, we knew we wanted to name him Theophilus, but Theo just kind of rang true because of the Cosby Show, right? And Theo's real name was Theodore in the show, so it wasn't like he wasn't named after him, but it just was that thing. So when I found out I was gonna be a father, I watched the Cosby Show from episode 1 all the way to like the end, and I had to remind myself of like what a father is supposed to be. And I'm gonna get into like Bill Cosby and stuff like that a little bit later, and hopefully my wife joins me down here. But I watched it and I was like, man, I had just got finished being a part of the group The Breaks with Ruslan, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put out a record called Theo's Gift. Theo's Gift was an episode of the Cosby Show where Malcolm Jamal Warner, who plays Theo, found out that he was dyslexic, and it was like this moment where I realized that the things that are difficult about our children can be a blessing. I had never really seen that approach, and I was just like, oh, it doesn't have to be a bad thing where your kid like has an issue. You know what I mean? And I was like, because children are a blessing. And since that moment, fatherhood has just been like really important to me because I never wanted to be a father until I saw proof of good fatherhood. And so this was in 2013. 2 years later, I would start Beleaf in Fatherhood. Now, you guys don't know this, and it's going to sound stupid when I say it, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. So I am not related to Malcolm Jamal Warner, but my little brother is related to him through marriage. So Malcolm Jamal Warner, his mom and dad divorced some time ago. I'm not sure how long ago, but his dad remarried into my brother's family. So his stepmom is like my grandfather's, my little brother's grandfather's cousin. And I had always known that, but I never thought I would be able to meet him. So when I did meet him, my homie Mike Davis had told him about Theo's gift and told him how my homie made this album, and it's about Theo. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I just downloaded it today, Theo's gift. I haven't listened to it in years. But I was obsessed. I'm going to play this record. Now, mind you, this is my first solo project, so the bars aren't there. It's going to sound like some old school raps. If you guys can hear it, let me know. I'm going to play the first song, and we're going to talk about it. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Oh, no, we have to do a presentation for speech class. And we decided we would do a rap.
A rap? A rap, you mean like, hey, my
Can y'all hear
name is
this?
Cliff and I'm a doctor and I will sit and do the thing.
Shout out
Hey,
George.
Is that it?
Can y'all hear this at all? Or am I tripping? There's nothing playing. If nothing's playing, I'll have to play it off my computer or my phone or something. Just get a thumbs up, thumbs down. Yes. Hearts. I'll take hearts. Listened to it yesterday. Thanks, George. Okay, you can hear it. Okay, cool.
Something like that.
What's that mean?
You were okay.
Okay.
Look, when I was young, I wanted to be Theo. Theo had some things I thought I would never see, though. 2 parents in his home, a pet they call his own. A bunch of sisters who always be talking on the phone. I could go on and on. I was the only child darker. Shared my room with a cockroach named Walter. Sat in front of the TV, sorta kinda like a stalker. Didn't know a TV show would teach me how to love my father. My biological one.
I didn't know a TV show would teach me how to love my father. Like, you're talking about like the proof. The whole point of me being the dad that I am is because I want to prove that. I mean, well, I'm not. This is not why, but only reason I show it is because I want to prove that you can be the father you want to be. Right? It doesn't have to look like me, but I am proof for you. And Bill Cosby, this show proved that for me. We'll get to Bill Cosby in a second, but just let me cook.
And off the suddenly black girls just wanted to be lawyers, and black boys the doctors. A prophet, it happened. You want proof? Then look at Steve Maddox. Gotta be satisfaction to change a race. If you're drawing the conclusion, not how to trace. Follow me as I conduct an apology for television programs who made our lives a mockery. Listen, all you people do what's going down. Follow white people and check it out.
So the cool thing about this is that I already knew, like, even back in 2013, that all of the shows that were on TV were always making a mockery of black people. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. And so that's why I don't really consume a lot of the content that is aimed toward us, just because of how it we have to process it, unfortunately. And then the news would always make us look like these brutes and these can't get rights or whatever. And so the second verse is kind of really telling.
Maybe I watched too much TV as a kid. Probably made me an introvert. It is what it is. Oh, yes, I am. I'm well aware that these cats have no idea what I'm talking. 80s, baby. This is way before my dear. Boom, bad, make it clap. Take the honor, mind the beer. Check the sign, cause I write my hottest rhymes up in here. Despite my bad lungs and my 2 fake veneers and my ill lyricist. Really, nobody cares. Hold on. Oh, shoot.
So that's Theo. That is a baby Theo. That's the baby you hear right there. even I took a shot at Medea, because I was like, this is boom, you know what I'm saying? This is way before Medea. Like, we had proof. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough. And so imagine making a show so powerful that it inspires people to want to go to school, to want to further their education, be successful, have families, celebrate anniversaries, and like embrace the hardships of life. Imagine having something so powerful as that and only having one show like that. I mean, we had a few, but really having like one show like that, and then the ripple effect is that it changes lives. Now, the crazy thing about this is that if you ever met Malcom, and I can't speak for everybody that met him, but my experience and everybody I know who's met him, it was like he was the guy who embraced all of his humanity and also all his creativity, and then also his family. Like, you got to understand how powerful it is when your work like furthers a race. It's powerful, man. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing that makes me so angry about being a black man in this space is like, I feel like we so I feel like we die young or we fall from grace. Like, we don't get something happens and we don't get that fair shake. And that is so frustrating, and we watch it over and over and over again. So when you look at somebody like a Bill Cosby, you like, oh, we needed you not to do any of that. So bad we did. Because not that anybody's perfect, but just stand on your square. And Malcom was standing on his square, man. He was a good dude. Really, really good brother, man. And I hate the position that we are all in, where we have to like quickly mourn, say something nice, and move on. And that's why I didn't know what to say. And I was like, I have no idea what to say. But I just want, like, I love that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, from a distance, as like a fan and someone who was like, nah, like, now I believe I could be a dad. I could like, I see it. You know what I'm saying? And I know he wasn't necessarily that character, but dang it, he was close. That boy was close, man. Yo, he was so close, bro. We honor that life for sure. We mourn with his wife and daughter. And I have family to call to let them know, that I care and I love him and I'm sorry. So evidence, man, we needed so much proof. And so I know I haven't been consistent. But shout out to the dads who are making this content and being proof for us and being proof even in your communities. Maybe not on a stage, maybe not on a camera, but to somebody you are proof and you are valuable, and you need to know that, and you need to continue to shine. And sometimes I forget, man. I forget that I'm a light. You know what I'm saying? I've been somewhat of a, kind of like irritated, when people like step to me and my family, like I'm not, like I don't really want to shine as much, but I have to, you know what I'm saying? I have to put the childish behavior away and move forward, you know what I'm saying? So that's one time for Malcolm Jamal Warner. That's one time for him, man. And I got a whole mixtape that it's not, you can barely find it online. If you can find it, good luck. I wouldn't put it out, but I I was doing the cuts at the end of that record, and then the next song.
Oh no, I'm gonna do it.
The next song is called "Brought You in This World." I'm not gonna go through all the records, but
Afraid that you're
I was spitting on it.
Theo, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no wonder you get D's and everything. Now, you are afraid to try because you're afraid that your brain is going to explode and it's going to ooze out of your ears. Now, I'm telling you, you are going to try as hard as you can. And you're going to do it because I said so. I am your father. I brought you in this world, and I'll take you out. I brought you in this world, and I'll take you out.
Yeah.
Brought you in this.
So on this record, I actually talk a little bit about my relationship with my father, which I never do. I try not to talk about my relationship with my mother or my father. That's how it's been in the past, but I'm about to start talking.
Take you out. I brought you in this world, and I'll take you out.
My daddy had a way of looking at me, and you know how you kind of get scared. Seems like I could always do something, now I take him there. And it wasn't all the time, you know it was kind of rare. I could tell he loved me and that he disciplined me cause he cared. With that being said, I'm happy that he didn't spare that rod. My head was hard and my heart was on my sleeve. I had a chip on my shoulder that was bigger than a tortilla. And I wasn't yet a believer, I was a liar and a deceiver. I respected him, then rejected him, then looked in him and reflected him. Once I even tried to step to him, now all I wanna do is be next to him. But this crime keeps me away, my priority is to pray. The majority of the time I wish I could rewind the things I did say and just sit with him and just listen cause he had Tim to drop in his day. Hey, I'm about to be a father and that's kinda weird, I say. I'm glad I got good examples like Heathcliff and my padre. I'm a musician and I don't wanna be away from my family, but dropping joints without touring is insanity. I guess this is my complex burden or my calamity. I don't want my kids asking questions like, mommy, where daddy be? ELEAF? I don't want them too stressed, but in case I got time, I'ma just keep these rhymes right here on my desk.
All right, so listen.
Melanie.
So the crazy thing, right? It's real cringy for me to listen to this, but I was spitting back then, man, for sure. The crazy thing is, even back then, my whole persona was built around how my children perceived me. I want to be successful, but I don't want to leave my family and have them thinking, why isn't dad here? I had that burden. My child was an infant, and I had that on me. And I've carried that my entire life since Theo's 12 now. And I still am like, I'm not going to miss it, right? Because more important than any form of success for me is presence, right? Like, I realize I don't always need you to be successful around me. I don't always need you to be like, happy. Sometimes I just need you around, right? And I think that's what I wanted from my father who lived in California. So I had this thing where I'm like carrying this burden from my childhood, right? And I'm holding on to this luggage and this anticipation of a perception that I didn't even leave yet. Like, even if I would have left and went on tour, that wouldn't have been a bad thing. I just didn't know any better because I thought, like, man, the worst thing I can do is not be there. The worst thing. So even back in 2013, when this album dropped, or this mixtape dropped, I still was holding on to this, like, yo, if I leave, I'm the worst. And I haven't even given myself a shot yet. So music was already this burden I was carrying. And I've treated it like that since. You know what I'm saying? Because I know in order to be successful, in order to be a successful MC in the past and mostly the entire time, you have to be childish. Like immaturity, crash outs. I'm going to just say it how it is. I'm going to just speak my mind. That is success. That makes you successful. And we watch the demise of some of our favorite characters who just continue to play the character and like step outside of the role they're playing. It's like our favorite rappers are wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, they're wrestlers. They play this role and they don't know how to get out of character. You know what I'm saying? So we watch people fall and they no longer identify as the fathers and the husbands they are. They play as the inner child. Their inner child is always out. And it's not even a father child or a mother child. This is just an adolescent. The person that everyone told to be quiet is running around. And we see that with Kanye. And not just him, but I use him as the example because as a father, I understand what childishness looks like. I can recognize a tantrum. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just MCs, it's politicians, it's police officers, it's everybody, it's parents. And so, you know, this next like phase of my life, I'm like, okay, what am I keeping and what am I letting go of? What's staying? And so I just dropped a video on YouTube on our channel, and I wanted to make sure that you know, we watch that. I want you to watch that because in the video I asked a really interesting question, which was, you know, what do you love about spending time with me and your mother? I asked each child that, and they told us. And it was a point where I could say, okay, let me just tap in and see where I'm at and where I have more room to grow with you, because our kids are getting older and you've seen them. You know what I'm saying? Theo's 12. They like different type of music. They are, you know, walking around with shirts off and glasses and chains around their necks. And Raya's about to launch his own channel. And it's like, it's different. And so I have to constantly remind myself that, you know, bro, you're doing a great job. And I do that only by one way, and that's fathering myself. I've been writing a book for about 2 or 3 years now. And the book is called Father Yourself First, and it's coming out soon. And so I wanted to tell you guys here because you guys have been my my reminder of how important the message is. But I don't want to be out here talking about and living a life trying to tell everybody to be this like great father, and they're like forgetting to like care for themselves. You know, I've had this off and on relationship, break up, get back together relationship with myself. And I've always put myself on the back burner for my family. But I realized that like I have to love and care for me, because ain't nobody else gonna do it. Now, as a man, unfortunately, it's kind of sad news. You know what I'm saying? Not to say my wife doesn't do a great job taking care of me, but there is a level of, bro, nobody's gonna love you like you, bro. Nobody. Because of the parents let me know if you could see it.